Hi, I'm Greg Meyer. I'm a senior product manager here at Hunter Engineering, and we're going to talk about Road Force WalkAway. And specifically, what we're going to do today is we have a door-to-door process, and it's a video that's uncut. What we're going to do is we're going to pull a car into the bay, we're going to lift the car, take the wheels off, change 4 tires, balance those tires, put them back on the car and back out of the bay. This is an uncut video, and what you'll notice, it's not perfect. There are some little bobbles and things, but these are real things that will happen in your shop as well. What I'll be doing is narrating this and talking about what we're doing and why we're doing it. At key points, I'm going to break in and we're going to pause the video so we can discuss what you're seeing so that we can understand what's happening. Your process will almost certainly be a bit different. Maybe your tire changer and balancer are in a different position, your lifts are different, but that's okay. If we understand the key parts, then you'll be able to integrate this into your process. So in this video, we're going to discuss what happens with a Road Force WalkAway and a basic tire changer. In this case, we're using Hunter's TCX51. Now, there are more basic tire changers out there that would take more time, that do not have some of the productivity features that the TCX51 has, but this will give you a good idea of what this process will look like. So let's begin. David pulls the car into the pad lift and he's going to lift it up. This may look just like any other process, but there's some key points that are going to be different that we're going to call out. And mostly that's going to revolve around the non-linearity of the process, if you will. So when you watch a person change 4 tires with a traditional tire changer and a traditional balancer, it's pretty simple. They take off the wheels, they change the 4 tires, they balance the 4 tires, and then they return those 4 tires to the car. It's pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, right? What David's gonna do is a little bit different because we're gonna have the tire changer be operating while the balancer is as well. And we're gonna talk to you about that here in just a minute. So now David rolls the first 2 assemblies over to the tire changer. He's pulling the valve cores out of these assemblies so that they'll be deflated by the time he's ready to change them. Now he's going to return back to the car and he's going to get the other 2 assemblies. That's pretty similar to what you would see in a standard 4 tire changeover process. Now that he has the last 2 assemblies, he's going to roll them over and start the tire changing process. Again, here he's pulling the cores out of these assemblies so that they're deflated by the time he's ready to change them. Now you'll notice the TCX has a bead breaker on the side, and it has a power out feature which makes it very convenient for him to break the beads on this assembly and speeds up the process for him a bit. Now that he's pulled the tire off, he's going to rework the TPMS sensor, and we'll do it on all 4 tires to be consistent. He lubes the tire, places it on the tire changer to install it. He uses his bead press arm to make sure that the bead is in the drop center, make things a little faster and easier for him. This is a key point right here. David's only going to put in enough air to seal the tire on the rim, or to make sure that it's going to hold air. He's going to inflate the tire and seat the beads on the balancer, and we'll talk about that in a second. Now he heads over to the balancer. Again, he's only got a few PSI of air in that tire. He's going to mount it onto the Road Force WalkAway. He's putting on his collet, using the speed clamp to mount it quickly and easily. And now he's going to bring the valve stem to roughly 9 o'clock or waist high, and he's going to connect the inflation hose to the balancer after he cleans off the wheel weights. This is an important moment right here. You'll notice he's pressing the screen. What he's doing is pressing the Enable Bead Seat Mode button. What that's going to do is overinflate the tire to 40 PSI and then wait there for a few seconds and then bring it back to the set point, whatever he's entered. This is going to make sure that the beads have seated properly, because if you recall, he's only put a few PSI of air into the tire at the tire changer. When he hits this button, we're also going to bring in the load roller every single time and measure road force. This will allow us to check to make sure the bead's seated. And the way we do that is, if the beads don't seat, we'll get extremely high road force numbers. When he returns to the balancer, in that case, he would see a message that says the beads likely didn't seat. Please check. Now you'll notice while the balancer is inflating and seating the beads and measuring imbalance, he's going to start working on assembly number 2. So here he's breaking the beads, and then he's going to remove the second tire from the rim. At this point, the balancer has overinflated the tire and it's waiting to ensure that the beads seat properly. Then it's dropping back to the set point, and then it's going to begin the spin to measure imbalance and then road force. You'll notice on the screen of the Road Force WalkAway that it's displaying the amount of time he has left, or the walkaway time. That's an estimate of when the balancer will be completed. If he takes a look over his shoulder, he can see that time and figure out what he wants to do next. Now you notice that David was going to do something else, but he saw that the balancer was about to spin. The Road Force WalkAway, as soon as the spin is completed, will show him the wheel weights that he requires and will allow him to prepare those weights while it finishes the Road Force measurement. Now he's finishing up the balance for assembly number 1. This is another key moment. Now David is going to pull off assembly number 1 off the Road Force WalkAway and put on assembly number 2. He definitely wants to do that first because we want to get the machine started with its WalkAway work while he goes back to the tire changer and starts working on assembly number 3. So now as he installs assembly number 2 on the Road Force WalkAway, again you'll notice he presses the button on the screen to enable bead seating. Yes, that will take longer, but it's going to overinflate to make sure that the beads are seated, all while he's changing the next assembly. He connects the chuck, hits bead seating mode. And now he's going to push number assembly on his way back to the tire changer. He just sets assembly number 1 near the car and begins working on assembly number 3. Now again here you'll notice 2 things are happening simultaneously. He's not standing there waiting for the tire changer to inflate the tire. That's all happening autonomously while he's working on assembly number 3. This is a critical part of how we gain time and improve productivity with Road Force WalkAway. Again, notice that the balancer is showing the WalkAway time. So as David works, he can glance over and see how much time he has left before the balancer is ready for him to do more work. Now as he finishes assembly number 3 and rolls it over to the Road Force WalkAway, it's completed balancing number 2, or at least measuring imbalance. He's going to put on his wheel weights and perform his check spin. Just as before, he's going to want to start assembly number 3 on the balancer before he continues on. That's going to maximize his walk-away time and his time savings. He installs assembly number 3 using the speed clamp to save time. Then he's going to connect the air chuck after he cleans off his weights and go back to finishing up assembly number 4. Again, he turns on the bead seating mode here. And on his way back, he's just going to roll the assembly over to the car, lean it up against the car, and head back to complete assembly number 4. So now David's installing assembly number 4 onto the balancer, and he noticed that he had only seated 1 bead actually on the tire changer. So he's going to hit bead seating mode one more time on this one just to make sure he gets that last bead popped into place. Now here David's going to do something that you cannot do with a traditional tire changer and balancer, and that is he's going to use the Road Force WalkAway's time, his autonomous time or walkaway time if you will, to install the assemblies back on the car while we're inflating and balancing assembly number 4. Now, as you recall, he's kind of leaned assemblies 1 and 2 up against the car. He's going to roll number 3 over. He's going to go back and grab his gun and start pre-torquing these assemblies onto the car. Again, all while we're inflating, seating beads, and balancing assembly number 4. We'll pan over a little bit just so you can see the action here. After he completes assembly number 2, he's going to move up to assembly number 1, install it on the car, and repeat that for assembly number 3. Now you'll see in this case, he was a little bit faster than the balancer. He was able to install assemblies 1, 2, and 3 and pre-torque the lug nuts and come back to the balancer. So now he's got a few seconds to do something else. In this case, he chooses to take a drink of water and come back to the balancer. A technician who is working on the job may do some paperwork. They may move the old tires around or record DOT numbers. Whatever the case is, they have time to do other work while the balancer finishes up. Now the balancer finishes up inflating. It starts the balance spin, calls out the weights that he'll need while he prepares those. It's going to quickly measure road force. He'll apply the weights and then do a check spin, and his balance is complete. So once he completes the balance on this, it's important to note as we wrap up this process how we save the time here. Now, it doesn't maybe seem obvious that you can save 10 minutes of time by just inflating off the balancer, but if you think about it, multiple things are happening. He's not just inflating and saving that time, he's also saving the time that he would have been standing there watching the balancer spin. So all of that rolls up into significant walkaway time savings. So now David's going to install the last assembly onto the car and pre-torque the lug nuts. He'll lower the car down and then walk around and do his final torque and then back out of the bay. Car is now lowered down onto the wheels. He sets his torque, and he's going to torque each of the lug nuts before he lowers the lift the rest of the way. We'll stop the time here and the process is complete.